I want you to imagine you're blindfolded and you get dropped off somewhere in your town. They take off the blindfold and you have to pinpoint exactly where you are on the map. How do you think you'd do? Now imagine that you're dropped somewhere in the UK. Do you think you could do it? Now imagine that it's anywhere in the world. Well, there's a game for that. GeoGuessr is a game that uses Google Street View to put you somewhere on the planet, and you have to work out where you are. The closer you get to pinpointing your location, the more points you get. The popularity of the game skyrocketed during lockdown, edged on by YouTubers and Twitch streamers playing the game and showing incredible skills. The popularity has got to such a point where there are professional players who compete in tournaments, and this has culminated in the world's first official GeoGuessr World Cup, which is taking place in Stockholm on the 13th and 14th of October. 22 of the world's best players will represent their country in a knockout-style tournament taking place over 2 days. Players will compete in the best-of-3 format. First round, you play moving. This means you can look around wherever you are, you can move up the street, you can zoom in on things and try and pinpoint exactly where you are. The second round is no moving. The name implies what it is. You can't move down the street, but you can look around you and you can zoom in. So players will be looking for every clue they can to pinpoint what the country is. If all things are equal after these 2 rounds, they go into a final playoff round and the format will be no moving, panning or zooming. You literally just see one screen, you can't move anywhere, you can't zoom in, and you have to try and work out where you are. The lack of information on this format means that players have to be super reliant on everything they know. You need to know the bollards, you need to know the road markings, you need to know the poles, you even need to know which Google car you're in. After 2 days of intense one-on-one competition, it will all come down to 2 people. They will battle out to become the world's first GeoGuessr World Champion, and they will take their share of a massive $50,000 prize. In the lead up to the World Cup, I've been lucky enough to interview some of the world's best players, and I'm going to be playing these for you over the next few days. This first interview is with the UK representative, Stephen, also known as Wolftrekker. He's going to be competing, representing our country. So I hope you enjoy my interview with him. Brilliant. So I'm here with Stephen, also known as Wolftrekker. Anyone in the GeoGuessr community will definitely know you. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me along.
Cool. Well, for those who don't know you, people who've been listening to my show would heard I do talk about GeoGuessr a lot, and also I've got other interviews coming out. Just explain, how did you get into GeoGuessr, and how did you get to the point where you're now one of the best players in the world?
So basically, I'm like a lifelong geography nerd. I've been into like maths and geography and all that sort of fun stuff basically since I was like a really young kid. So I can't remember how exactly I found GeoGuessr, but I just spent like a lot of time looking around Street View. I guess I must have like Googled things about like Street View games and somehow found GeoGuessr, and yeah, found the game and loved it. And yeah,
How long
the
ago
game
was
just
that?
grew on me from there. I think I started playing GeoGuessr like more significantly around 2018, so like 5 years ago. I think I found GeoGuessr like a couple of years before then, but I think I just played 1 or 2 games and then sort of forgot about it and then picked it back up again like in 2018. And yeah, I kind of just found the community, found the Reddit community, found the Discord community, just got to know people. Joined in on some games on Twitch, learned from other people who were playing, and just played around all with the community. And
Yeah. And we're at the stage now where you are representing the UK in the first official GeoGuessr World Cup in Stockholm in October. Tell me about that. Yeah. Amazing that they invited you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so exciting to be like the Brit that they picked to it's just so incredibly exciting and such a privilege, I guess. It's also like not the first time I've done like a World Cup, because there was the more unofficial Paris World Cup last year that I played. That was very different because that was team-based, so I was in a team of 4. But this time I'm all on my own, so
Yeah,
It's very exciting, nerve-wracking, but exciting. So
yeah, it sounds it. And
yeah,
you're playing against, there's some
yeah.
really, really good players in there. Who's your biggest rival? Who do you think could give you the most trouble?
Oh gosh, I mean, there's so many good players, but Blinky is insane at moving. Blinky's like the moving goat.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I play against him, I'm in a lot of trouble probably. Um,
And
there's
so
also
explain to
like
people earlier the difference between sort of a moving game and a no moving game and
oh yeah,
playing
yeah.
with companions in it.
So
But so
so
what's your speciality? Where do you think you've got the most advantage?
I would say I'm better more at the no move and NMPZ side of GeoGuessr. So I'm generally stronger if yeah, um, with less or limited info sort of games. Like moving, I'm getting better at moving, but less so the pinpointing. I'm not so good at pinpointing, but just more moving around and getting a vibe, I guess, and plonking kind of thing. It's my sort of vibe for the game, I guess.
And what's your
Yeah.
favorite map to play? Have you got
Um,
a specialist map you like?
ooh, specialized map probably. I'm liking AI Gen a lot
Mm.
recently. AI generated world. Community world is always good. Yeah, I bought Arbitrary Rural. It's been really fun at the moment. That's quite a new
Oh,
map.
that's so hard.
Yeah,
I
that's
really,
really hard.
I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
struggle with that one.
Um,
I'm still at the stage where I can get most of the bollards, I can get most of the poles, but as soon as you stick me in the middle of a field with no
yeah.
information, I really struggle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really, really tough. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Even for pro players, often I'm still sometimes guessing, Mexico or Philippines and something like that. It's easy to happen.
yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
so with that in mind, sort of going now,
Mhm.
are you doing anything different in preparation for the World Cup? Are you practicing certain maps? Are you learning phone codes or?
Um, oh yeah, yeah. I'm grinding since like the last couple of weeks. I've been grinding a lot more, and I'm learning certain like types of metas, types of clues like Kabupaten in Indonesia, which are like the regencies, they're like small provinces around Indonesia. There's like 300-400 of them, and they pop up everywhere on signs. So I think a lot of other World Cup players are most likely learning them as well, or have learned them. So
Yeah, I've been
pattern is
watching.
pretty much a must. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching people's prep videos, and they give for anyone watching who
Yeah.
hasn't played the game. Obviously, the
Mhm.
bigger the country, the more points you can lose, or the
Yeah.
more points you can win if you get close. So somewhere like Indonesia, which
Uh-huh.
is actually huge, um,
Yeah.
yeah,
And there's also yeah, like Brazil phone codes I'm brushing up on. Some language stuff like Japanese kanji appears on signs. That's a fun one. Um, I'm brushing up on polls, car meta, like just reading through documents that have been published about like yeah, there's all sorts of documents for all different countries. So I'm just learning as
yeah.
much as I can
There's lots
and
of
see what sticks in my head. Let's see. But, yeah.
yeah, that's it. I learn these things and then I forget them. As soon as I'm in the
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
I'm like, is that Norway or no? That's the um
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So what is it about? You said you like geography, like maps, but is there anything particularly about GeoGuessr as a game that you like?
I think in particular, oh, it's just so I just love how a Google Street View game out of anything can just become so competitive and just so like thrilling to play. I don't know, it's just so um there's so many tense moments and it's just so much fun when you get like such a close guess out of nowhere. It's just so rewarding. Yeah, I just love exploring the world as well. It's just seeing different places look like, different architecture, landscape. It's just really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You get some really beautiful places as well.
For
Um,
sure, yeah,
we,
definitely.
we went on
Yeah.
holiday to Romania, and a lot of it was based on
Oh,
me
yeah,
playing and being in the mountains, sort of in
for
Transylvania.
sure,
It's
yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
stunning. So yeah, so
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, there's
um,
there's definitely a few places I want to visit after playing GeoGuessr. Like
yeah,
Peru just looks incredible. Like
yeah.
just
So
looking at these mind-blowing locations, like I want to go there.
yeah, you were telling me Anna, that you
Yeah.
used to travel a lot. Have you got plans to travel again soon?
Oh, hopefully again next year, the next year or two. I'd love to travel more. I'd love to go to Latin America because that's a bit of a hole on my travel bucket list, I guess.
I highly
So
recommend
yeah.
Brazil. It is amazing.
Oh yeah, would love to. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I remember what I was going to ask you about now. So you mentioned it, like the finding
Mhm.
the community through the Reddit and various other things.
Mhm.
Something that's really surprised me from sort of finding the game, starting to learn about it, starting to watch videos, and getting more into it, and finding it
Mhm.
very addictive. So gaming has a bit of a reputation of being quite toxic. The people that play,
Mhm.
shouting at each other in lobbies and things like that. And I think what surprised
Yeah.
me the most about the GeoGuessr community is that it's not like that
Mhm.
at all. Or I mean, I'm sure there's some bad apples, but I haven't experienced any. But everyone's so helpful, and like you said, they write
Yeah.
guides
Yeah.
and they teach each other how to get better. Like no one
Yeah.
keeps
Yeah.
secrets to themselves of a new meta they found.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me
I
about
mean,
the
it's
community. How do you?
yeah. It's not like it's not perfect. There are some kind of toxic things going on in GeoGuessr and like other games, but I don't think it's as I mean, I don't really know about other gaming communities, but from what I've heard, it's maybe not as pronounced as some other some other gaming communities.
Yeah, as
Um,
someone who used to play a lot of Counter Strike,
yeah,
I can tell you that it's
yeah,
it's definitely a lot better.
yeah.
But yeah, I think, and I asked Jake the same question, and
Mhm.
he said that maybe it's because most of us are just like geography nerds and into maps and things, and so it's a different sort of person that likes the game.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. If you join Twitch streams or Discords, yeah, there's always going to be people that want to help you. It's really nice.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely, definitely
yeah,
helps me.
yeah.
So, people listening to this who might want to try the
Mhm.
game, what's sort of your number one tip? What's the first things you need to be looking out for to try and work out where you are?
First, I mean, first thing I'll be looking for, like left and right driving is probably the like very beginner tip. Which
Yeah.
countries drive on the left, which countries drive on the right. Learning languages, how to recognize different languages, especially in Europe, like looking at the small differences between like Hungarian and Polish and Czech. They have different diacritics on the letters, different scripts in like Thailand, things like that. And apart from that, it's just playing the game as much as you can, and you start to recognize places more the more you play, and yeah, playing with other people as well. You learn from others, and bollards as well is a big one. Bollards, like the reflector posts on the side of the road, are like can easily help you in European countries, especially.
Yeah, I think that made the biggest difference to my game was
Yeah,
just learning the
yeah,
European
yeah,
bollards. It
yeah,
does
yeah.
help a lot.
Yeah. Funny thing is, when I started playing, bollards wasn't such a big thing. That sort of meta kind of ticked off around 2020. So,
Oh, really?
um, it's kind of like, wait, how did I not notice the bollards for 2 years? I've been playing so long. It's like
Yeah, using other things.
it's so useful. Yeah,
And that's what I like as well is people
yeah,
discover new things as the
yeah.
game goes along.
Oh
I watched
yeah,
your video on the UK phone polls. I had absolutely no idea that
yeah,
you
yeah.
I knew it about
Yeah,
Japan because that's the only way I could tell roughly where I am in Japan is by the phone
yeah,
uh
yeah.
markings.
Yeah, there's always new stuff out there to be discovered. I keep seeing every day, like on the Pocket Discord, new meta. Like just yesterday I saw like, oh, Romania has some new pole sticker meta in different corners of Romania, and like never heard of that before. So it's actually really useful. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's always new things coming out.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I think I just want to get
yeah.
that across to the audience is to I think like the first time I saw um uh GeoWizard, and then I
Mm.
sort of went down a bit of a rabbit hole and I saw Rainbow's TikToks, and I'm like,
Oh
that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
fake. Like, there's no way you can work it out so
Yeah,
quickly. And I'm sure
yeah.
other people seeing it think the same. Now I know that there is actually a lot that goes
Hmm.
into it, and you can very quickly spot which country you're in from
Yeah.
the smallest detail. Um, so yeah, but it takes a lot of work. So
Hmm.
how much time do you dedicate to playing and learning these things?
Oh, definitely like at the moment, like pretty much all the time I have,
Yeah.
except for when I'm working, because I'm on the side, I'm learning web development. So learning web development, and I played GeoGuessr, and then next day I'm doing the same pretty much. So like, yeah, a good 6 hours every day at the moment.
Well,
Yeah.
you're representing the UK. We need you to be
Yeah,
at your
yeah.
best. So,
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
but how do you feel about it? Are you excited to get out there to Stockholm?
Oh, I'm so excited. Not just to play, but also to, meet the community and meet everybody. It's so exciting. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, very, very excited indeed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Jake was saying that sort of one of the hardest things for him is sort of keeping that motivation when you're having to learn what can be quite boring things of
Yeah.
sitting there like learning phone codes, or it's not the
Uh-huh.
most fun thing. That sometimes it takes
Yeah.
a bit of the fun out of the game. How do you
Mhm.
deal with that?
So yeah, that's a good point actually, because there are things, especially like the car meta stuff, like learning Russia is a big one. Learning Russian antennas on cars is so dry, and I really personally I hate that part of the game, but
Yeah,
I need to know it to keep up with to keep
yeah.
up with everything. Yeah.
If it makes you feel
Uh,
any better, that was the exact example that Jake gave, was the antennas in
yeah.
Russia.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen on some of my YouTube videos. I like to play with a no car script, which like it blurs out the
Yeah,
bottom of the car, so then I'm not like relying on like car color on antenna. So to
oh,
me that
that's
takes away the sort of boring part of the boring part of the game.
yeah. So you're going more
And
by the vibes of the
yeah,
place. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you need to know everything for the cup, car antenna vibes, everything. So so
And
need to do it. Needs to be done.
yeah, for those listening, might not know what we mean. So the
Yeah.
Street View car, in some places, if you look down at it, you can see parts of the car, and there are specific cars to specific countries, and sometimes specific areas of countries. Greenland is a great example. I think that every town has a different
Mm,
tracker, and if you learn them, you
yeah.
know exactly what town you're in. But it does take time to learn them.
It does. It does. Yeah. 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 And a new thing that's coming out recently is copyright meta. People are learning the copyright dates
Oh,
of the Google Street View images.
wow, the extremes people go to.
Yeah,
I'm still struggling
yeah,
to remember. Oh, this is Gen 2, so that must be this part of
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I,
yeah. That's a very recent thing. Oh, yeah, I don't like it, but it's there now, so
that's
it is what
it.
it is.
Once
Yeah,
someone knows it, then they have an advantage over everyone else. Then everyone's like, oh,
exactly,
I have to learn it
exactly.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Brilliant,
yeah.
Stephen. Thank you so much for talking to us. Where can people watch your stuff, reach out to you, your socials? Where's the best place to see your things?
Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm on YouTube, Wolftrekker GeoGuessr on YouTube. And yeah, I'm around on Discord as well, so yeah, you'll see me on most of the mainstream yeah, Plunkett or I did different Discord as well, so yeah.
Well, thank you so
Um
much. We're going to go and play some games now, and I'm going to see
mhm.
how badly I do against you, and then I'm going to challenge you to a Hertfordshire map that also we're going to put out for
Cool.
our listeners
All
so they
right.
can have a go and see how well they can do. I think that's the only
Mhm.
place where I might have a slight advantage. We'll see.
For sure. Yeah. All
Thanks
right.
so much for your time.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much.